KEET TV presents Homework Hotline, the after-school show that fuses learning with fun. Watch local teachers bring the classroom on air and online. This is Homework Hotline.
Hi, I'm Beth Baker, and I teach math at McKinleyville Middle School in McKinleyville.
And I'm Jody Himango. I teach 7th grade science in McKinleyville Middle School.
We're teaching partners, and we run across the hallway to pop our head in the door and say hi to the kids in hybrid learning. It's super fun. So we get to run across the hallway and say, hey, I forgot to make copies, or whatever it is we say to each other. Yeah,
so
it's good.
Today, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to make 2 different types of invisible ink.
Ooh, okay.
From common household products.
Oh, very cool. And then are we going to make it uninvisible at some point?
We're going to reveal our messages.
Oh, okay. This is going to be good.
And that's actually called steganography. And so invisible ink has been used actually dating back thousands of years, which is amazing, as a way to pass secret messages and embed messages in another document that we can't necessarily see.
So you could have a message within a message, so it looks innocent, but maybe there's something underneath it. Wow.
Right.
Okay.
And they've even done things like put Morse code on yarn and then knit it into a sweater.
Wow.
We don't have time for that.
No.
And that would probably be very boring to watch.
Yeah, it would be. So I love the idea of that phrase as a security ink or sympathetic ink.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yay, so now I'm thinking about like ye olde times and parchment and stuff.
Right. This
Yeah.
is going back to ye olde times. So here's what we need for method 1. And continuing along the vein of trying to find materials that you might have at home so that you can try this yourself. We're going to use water, which I have here in
And I
this
think we have
container.
a list of ingredients. I'll get out of
Yep,
the way here.
we have a list of ingredients. Water, lemon juice, you can squeeze a lemon. You need a cup, or I brought beakers since I own some. Measuring spoons, an iron, like a clothes iron, cardstock, a brush. You can also use the cotton swabs instead of a brush if you don't have a
not a
paintbrush.
hairbrush, like a little paintbrush.
Yeah, maybe
my brain went hairbrush, probably because I haven't brushed my hair yet today.
I should
Okay.
have been more clear, clearly. And then cardboard to protect your work surface, because we are going to turn the iron on to get the iron hot. We want it really hot for this particular project.
Yes.
All right. So this is our method 1. And we're going to do some mixing and concocting here.
Okay.
And tell me if you want to protect your clothes at any point. This one's pretty clean, but later on our next one gets a little bit messier. So you have to juice half a lemon. The other thing that you might have at home is I sometimes have these in the fridge.
Oh, and that's just pre-squeezed jar of lime juice or lemon juice.
Pre-squeezed. So I just brought this for simplicity's sake.
Right.
It's been sitting in my car. It's quite warm, but I think it should work. And then so you're gonna need a half teaspoon of this.
Okay.
Into a beaker. We could do a small beaker.
All right, shall I start now?
You could start mixing.
Okay, we'll go a step at a time. Here we go. Okay. And by the way, this slideshow I'm sure is linked in the description. So if you want to see these directions on your own at another time, I'm sure they're there. Okay, and this is a 1/4 teaspoon.
Right.
And I want
and
a
actually,
half. So 2/4 makes a half?
Keep adding. I'll tell you when. Actually, you know what? This is an inexact science. Go ahead and just squirt in there.
Okay, well, it'd be nice if people knew how much. That's 3/4 of a teaspoon. Here's 1 teaspoon.
Let's do that.
Okay, so that's 1 teaspoon of lemon juice.
And we can always add, mix up more if we need it.
Okay, got it.
And then you're going to add a little bit of water.
Okay. Like equal amounts, do you think?
I would say a 1/4. So if you do a 1/4 teaspoon, since you put 4 1/4 teaspoons in.
So our ratio would be 4 parts lemon to 1 part water?
Right.
Okay, got it.
I like the ratios because then it
Me
doesn't
too.
matter what tool you're using to measure.
Okay, so there's
Then you want to give it
4 lemons and 1 water.
a little stir.
Okay, stir, stir, stir. It's the world's lemoniest lemonade. That's what we have here.
Yes, and not very sugary.
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn on the iron.
Okay.
So we need the iron to be very, very hot in order for this to work. So we're going to get that heating.
For those of you using the iron at home, first off, talk to a grown-up and make sure you have a wingman and permission because they're hot. And if you use them properly, they're safe, but you need to use them correctly. And second off, I, as a kid, did that project with the wax paper and the crayon.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't tell my mom, and I used the iron that she used on our shirts.
Ooh.
So make sure if you're using a crafting iron that you have a plan to either keep the iron clean so you can use it on clothing later, or that it's an iron that's just for crafting. So learn from my mistake. Don't get wax all over your mom's iron and then don't tell her.
Yeah.
That turns out to be bad.
That's messy. And I see they're zooming in on my funky iron.
It looks like maybe it's got some craft product right there.
It's a crafting iron for sure.
So if you have a beautiful white
clothes.
shirt, no, I don't iron my clothes either, but once in
I
a
just
great
try
while.
to go like this to get rid of the wrinkles.
Yeah.
That's a non-scientific approach to wrinkling. All right, so we are ready to start painting your secret message. Don't tell us what it is.
Oh, okay.
And so when you're painting your secret message, you're going to use the lemon water blend to write your secret message. And here's when you have the options of brushes, cotton swabs.
Got it. I think I'm going to do this brush right here.
Okay.
Okay. That
And I'm going to move. You have 2 sheets of cardstock, so I think maybe.
And so a nice heavy paper. And then I know you're really great about recycling paper bags from the grocery store. Could you use so if you need heavy paper, could you do that?
You know what? I actually did try this particular one on a paper bag. Our second method will work on a paper bag. This one, well, I don't want to reveal too much at the moment, but this one is better on lighter colored paper. So if you have a white paper bag, that would totally work.
Okay. Also, I'm realizing that I can't see what I'm doing.
That's okay. We're writing in invisible ink, and we're going to reveal it later. So
okay. And it did kind of get the paper wet, so I can sort of see what I got.
Right, perfect.
Okay.
So our next step is and you don't want to soak the paper too much.
Okay.
But you definitely want to make sure that you have good coverage over where you want your message to be.
Okay.
Our next step is to allow the paper to dry.
Okay.
And that's why I turned on the iron. You want the iron at its hottest setting. So this is a good time to get help from a family member, depending on how experienced you are with ironing. But we're going to let that dry for a little bit. And then once it's mostly dry, at least to our eyes, we're going to iron it.
Okay.
And see
what happens. And then the
happens.
iron is not to make it flat, but to make it very hot.
The iron is for the heat.
Got it. Hey, I did learn a math joke today.
Love it.
Okay, what's the best time to go to the dentist?
Best time to go to the dentist.
I
don't know.
At tooth hurty.
That is a good time to go to the dentist.
And very often students have dentist appointments at 2:30, and then I can tell them the same joke that I tell 4 or 5 times a year, every year for the last 30 years. So that is a well-tested joke, I'll have you know.
That is.
That joke's got some legs on it.
Okay, and we have another joke.
Okay, and is this the joke that you got from Morgan?
This is the joke we got from Morgan.
Thanks, Morgan.
Thank you, and I will probably mess this up. I didn't properly study for this quiz.
Do your best. All right, here we go.
Okay, let me think.
Okay.
So, what was it? It was about, he was reading a book about helium.
And it was so good.
He couldn't put it down.
Haha, get it? Because if you put it down, it'll float. Okay. Morgan, you should make us practice the jokes next time. So give us jokes and then make us practice the jokes.
And maybe a couple days in advance.
Yeah. So, but thanks for the joke. And usually Elodie feeds me jokes, but I forgot to ask her today. So
we do use them for
the 7th
jokes.
graders are great on days when we remember to tell them that we're going to be in the studio. We ask them to go on their Chromebooks because everybody's Googling everything these days, and they get us nice lists of jokes, and then they find the funny ones and send them along to us.
Which we very much appreciate.
They're super helpful, and also 7th graders can be pretty strict. So if you mess it up, they will let you know nicely.
Yeah. Right.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So we're almost dry.
Okay. And I can kind of see a little remnants of what I did.
We could set up our method 2.
Oh, no, it did not soak through the back. Okay, got it.
So should we let it dry and start method 2?
Yeah, because that one needs to dry also.
Okay, and I just want to caution you not to bump the iron, although it is quite far away from you.
I think it's in a good safety
But
zone.
we'll do some dry time.
Okay.
And we'll skip that for now. So materials for method 2, we need another beaker.
Okay.
And we're going to use the baking soda, which I have over there.
Okay.
The measuring spoons again.
Uh-huh.
Water,
okay.
turmeric, and rubbing alcohol, which I have over here.
Turmeric.
So.
Okay.
And then if you don't have rubbing alcohol, you just need something that is alcohol over 40%. And I was thinking one of the things that probably a lot of people have a surplus of right now are hand sanitizing sprays. And the best ones are over 70%. And that might actually be a fun way to apply, is to spray this on. Not sure if it would work, haven't tried it. But
experiment.
That would be a suggestion. And you can also use, we're going to make a turmeric rubbing alcohol solution. You could use other highly acidic juices. So concentrated grape juice, a blueberry juice, and I also brought hibiscus tea. So if we have time, we could also try the hibiscus tea.
Okay. Very fun. Okay.
Okay.
So can I take method 1 and just put it off to the side so it's safe?
Yes.
Okay. So here's method 1, and we're coming back to it because we're waiting for it to dry. And I'm just going to set it aside, and that's the lemon juice one.
Okay. A good way to mark your materials there and stay
just to make
tidy.
Sure we've got it all safe.
Also really important, because even though the chemicals that we're using are all like kitchen, bathroom style chemicals, you do want to be thoughtful about your workspace and what things you are or are not mixing.
Okay.
So you're going to mix 1 teaspoon of baking soda into 1 teaspoon of water.
So 1 to 1.
Yeah.
Okay. And teaspoons, because I have a tablespoon.
Yeah,
I
apparently don't have a teaspoon measuring spoon in my
Okay.
set. I think that just pops off.
Yep, I have one of these that I've used for years. This is that Stonyfield Farms cream container. I love these things.
Yeah, they're good.
No, okay.
We might have to make okay, so you could do 4 of those.
Yes. Can I do 2 heaping? How exact do I have to be? Because that looks
You
like
can
2.
do 2 heaping.
Okay, 2 heaping is, so that's a half a teaspoon because it's a 1/4 teaspoon heaped. Here's the second one. I think that's right bang on.
Okay, and then we want an equal amount of water, which is where the heaping gets, but you could
so
eyeball it.
I'll just do 4 of these. And I'm not going to pour over the container because I don't want it to spill over in there.
Or over the keyboard there.
Oh, that would be a bad thing.
Not to make you nervous.
We talk to students about not pouring or not snacking over their keyboards all day, every day.
Yeah, and don't tell our tech person, but I had some mango stuck on my screen on my laptop. I don't know how that got there.
No, and the fact that Miss Himango has a mango problem is the funniest thing I've ever heard. Okay, there we go.
I do eat a lot of mango.
Oh, no, there we go. Equal parts baking soda and water.
And then we're going to stir.
Okay, I'm good at this part. Stir, stir, stir. We have like a little white slurry.
Right.
Okay, so that's stirred.
And you're not going to get a really super neat and tidy, dissolved, consistent product, and that is okay.
It's still gritty. It's like,
yeah.
you feel the grit.
And maybe you can hear the grit too. So it will stay a little bit gritty.
Okay.
Okay, now the fun one.
Okay.
You need a half teaspoon of the turmeric. And you know what? I'm going to wipe this off. I brought paper towel so we don't start to get a chemical reaction.
Okay, and that turmeric is an amazing yellow color. It's incredible.
So we're going to just clean this off because we don't want our chemicals. So if we were in the kitchen, we might wash this, but I'll just dry it.
Or maybe even if you had a couple different half teaspoons.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
and you need a new container.
Oh, so I'm going to put this in a fresh container?
Yep.
And a half teaspoon.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to do 2 flat quarters. I'm going to measure carefully on this one. No heaping. There we go. Okay.
All right.
All right. So far we've used water and baking soda in one solution and the turmeric in another.
And then we need 3 tablespoons of the rubbing alcohol into the
turmeric.
Right.
Okay, got it. Oh, so this is going to be quite a bit of this.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm checking our method number 1, and it's still not quite dry yet, so this is good.
Perfect. We'll have a big reveal at the
One.
end. It'll
Okay.
be very exciting.
2. All right, so 3 tablespoons into a half a teaspoon. Okay, do I stir?
And yep, you can stir.
Okay.
How many teaspoons in a tablespoon?
3, I believe. Pretty sure. I know there's 4 tablespoons in a quarter cup. I'm pretty sure there's 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon. So this would be a 1-to-6 ratio because it's a half a teaspoon
Right.
to 3 tablespoons.
Yep.
So I believe this is 1 part turmeric to 6 parts rubbing alcohol.
And this too will, if the camera just zoomed in, you can see that it is also a wee bit gritty.
Oh yeah.
But you can also see the rubbing alcohol kind of sloshing up the side of the container, making it look kind of yellow. So that's
Oh yeah, very
perfect.
yellow. Yeah. Okay.
All
That's
right.
like canary yellow.
So, yeah,
Okay.
very beautiful.
Okay.
So now you're actually going to use the baking soda water solution to write your secret message. And I think I want to write one too.
Okay, so we're both going to write using the baking soda and water.
Yep. I would
Use my old
recommend
paintbrush, or should I not?
I would recommend a new
A
paintbrush
fresh-
each
okay.
time, because what you don't want to have is like get a chemical reaction on a spot you don't want
accidentally.
it.
Sure.
Because basically we're using chemistry, so you could use that, or you could
Okay.
use this one, has been unused.
Okay.
And so we're going to dip into the baking soda solution and write our secret message.
Okay.
And I'm like saturating my brush. And you do want to get a fair amount on the paper. If we get a bunch of excess baking soda, we're going to brush it off.
Okay.
It is really, you can't really see what you're doing. And by the
Okay.
way, sometimes people mock me for my handwriting.
One of the challenging things is you cannot see what you're doing. I'm going to keep my finger where I left off because I just wrote a word that ends right here.
And then these we're also going to let dry.
I'm trying to keep track of where I'm going.
Yep, I lost my message. Well, hopefully it translates.
It's going to be fun to see how tidy our writing is.
Yeah, well, mine's never very tidy, so.
Okay, here we go.
And then I'm going to set this over here to remind myself that I used it in case I wanted to do more.
Okay. I'm really hoping that this says what I think it says.
I can see it kind of from an angle, and I'll just say it's looking good.
Okay, yay. Okay, and then let's see. So now that we've sort of, we've started method 1, which was the lime juice and water.
Yep.
And we've started method 2.
Okay, and let's let method 2 dry.
Got it.
And then method 1 looks pretty dry.
Yes.
We can start, and I bet the iron is pretty hot by now.
Okay, so we're back to method 1. So here's lemon juice and water.
Lemon juice and water.
Okay, and a very hot iron.
Very hot iron on the hottest setting.
Okay, and can we do like a little test corner maybe to see if it's gonna go, or do you think it's fine?
I think we should test it out and see what
good.
happens.
Well, here we go. We are going to check method 1 and we're ready to finish up. And
Maybe
we're gonna
start
try
in
it.
this corner. It looks a little bit drier.
Okay, so here we go. I haven't ironed in years, but I'm pretty sure I remember what
And
to
you
do.
know what? You can even just press.
Okay.
Yeah, and hold in one spot.
Okay, let's see if we're getting it. So far, nothing. Should I cook it harder?
Yeah,
Can I just
and
leave it in one spot?
let's make sure the iron's on.
It is. I
We're
can
on
feel how
high.
hot it is. Oh, it's quite hot.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Well,
you know what? You don't want to have, like, I noticed the cardstock had a little bit of gloss to it, and that might work against us in this. It's got like a little finish on the paper. So what we're hoping to have happen is that
it's starting to come up. I'm just going to cook the heck out of it. I'm just going to let
yeah,
it.
you know what? I really, really, really did. Like,
Okay.
I like really cooked it.
Okay, got it.
But what we're hoping to have happen here is have the lemon juice start to decompose the paper to some degree.
It is starting to do it.
And kind of saturate the paper, start to break down the paper, and the heat is going to create an oxidation reaction.
Okay.
So what we're hoping is going to happen, and again, you don't want to use a glossy paper. And this has like a pretty nice finish on it.
Which means the lemon juice didn't soak into the fibers very
It
well?
might have protected the paper a little bit, which is, you know, by design if you were using this in other crafts. So a cheaper paper might be good.
Okay, got it.
Or even a light colored cardboard.
Oh, it's starting to do it.
So what we want to have happen though is start to break down the paper, and then the iron, the heat from the iron is going to carbonize the carbohydrates that are found in the lemon juice. So like the citric acid, and it will turn it into like a carbon type reaction where it starts to cook it, and it'll turn brown.
Okay.
Is what we're hoping for.
Yeah. Okay.
And I noticed that also my iron's not super duper duper hot.
Okay, well, we got part of it.
And this, we might want to go over it with a little bit more lemon juice.
Okay, maybe we should just go again.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
And so, I mean, this is science, is you always try different things.
Oh yeah, and you know what? You can see the glossy surface on this paper. This paper is sort of waterproof, and that is definitely, should we just try it on the cardboard?
Yeah, we can try it on the cardboard.
Okay, I'm going to try a quick little design on the cardboard and see if we can get that to go. How's that?
Yeah.
Okay. Try that. It's not very secret right now, by the way.
Which is okay.
Yes.
And on cardboard, it is going to look a little bit different because
it's drying very quickly.
And the cardboard is brown already.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do is kind of cook the lemons and the carbohydrates really in the lemons.
Okay. Let's see if we can get that to go. Okay, it's drying super fast. So we're just going to take a second shot.
Which is good. That means it's saturating the paper.
Yep. Absolutely.
Or the cardboard, we should say.
All right, well, we're going to just drop back and take another shot, and we might have the same issue with our other secret ones.
Well, this is a different reaction that we're watching.
Ah, okay, good. So what we learned on this one is it's hard to see the message.
Don't do glossy paper.
Yep.
So this one also kind of messy, but in a different way.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to hold Beth's secret message at a little bit of an angle to see if you guys can see that. I can see from an angle that there's a little bit of, see if the light will pick it up. I can see a little bit of loose baking soda on there.
Oh, so there's dried powder where I wrote?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we want to do is like very lightly brush it off.
Okay.
Yours is really thick.
I did, yes.
Yeah, yours is super thick, which might work, but so let's try it.
Okay, so I'm just going to brush off the excess?
Just really gently.
Okay.
Because you don't want to carve into your message.
Okay. And I did write very thick.
And you could paint over mine too.
Okay.
So what you're going to do when you're ready to paint is you can use that silicone brush, which this is a kitchen brush. So if you use kitchen brushes, like also get permission.
Okay.
Because oftentimes you don't want to mix chemistry with your food.
Right.
Unless it's the chemistry
of cooking. And this is
just
kitchen. You're right. And I'm going to swoosh it around again because it kind of settled.
Yeah, that's a good idea to kind of remix.
And now what am I doing with this?
You're going to use that silicone brush and you're going to paint over your entire secret message.
Oh, it's making me think of like batik projects, sort of. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can get it. Nothing yet.
And it's starting, like your very first drawing is starting to come up.
Okay. Oh.
So it's starting to form.
Look at that.
And you could be liberal with the liquid.
Okay.
Because what you don't want to do is remove your baking soda as you paint.
Right.
And move it around. Because
I think that I'm just pushing it around as I go because it started to happen and then I like brushed it off.
You know what? I feel like this is forming more and more.
Oh, this is yours.
So put a lot. Put a lot of liquid. We've got plenty.
Okay.
Slop it on there.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so it's super wet. Oh, and look at that.
And when you
I can read it.
You want to try to brush kind of lightly.
Right, so you're not scrubbing the paper.
Because you don't want to scrub off your message.
Right. Okay. I can read. Oh, and it's coming up more every second.
So the reaction is continuing
look
to
at
happen.
That.
So let's let that develop while you do yours.
Okay, well that's why I was confused because I thought I was doing mine and I'm like, wait, that's not what I wrote.
So it was a real secret message.
It was super secret. And also it's super easy to trick me. If you have two things, you can just reverse them and I'll fall for it.
Done, like the shell game.
Okay, can I have the
Oh, my bad, yes.
turmeric again? Okay, turmeric and rubbing alcohol.
Okay, liberal painting, saturate.
Okay.
Oh,
look at that, it's going.
Our technique has improved.
Okay.
Because you don't want to brush off your baking soda as you go.
And I'm really slopping it on
And
now.
we've got a surplus of liquid, so.
Yeah. There we go. And we have just enough time to go back to method 1 too and see if we can get that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well look at that. All right. And it'll come up, it's coming up a little darker as we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. And my printing is better than I thought it was going
It's
to be. It
looking
says, "Hi,
great.
Mom, love B."
Very good.
There we go. Just in case
And
Mom's watching today.
Don't know if the camera can
And
get
that one
this.
says, Heart, Homework, Hotline. Look at that.
And
in
the
secret writing.
In secret writing.
I love how it goes red and yellow too. The colors are fabulous.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Well, that would
And
be
I
super
think
fun
this
to get
appears to
that.
be getting darker as we go.
Yes, wonderful. Well, I think we have just enough time to see if we can get the cardboard lemon juice to go.
Let's do it.
Let's slide this one over. So this is take 2 on method 1. And what we've changed here is we've used a more porous paper that we're hoping the lemon juice really soaked in.
The
Got
unfortunate part is we're hoping for a brown result.
Yeah, so unfortunately, brown on brown. Is the iron
Yeah.
still super hot? Yes, it is. Okay, so let's try this one and see if we can get it to cook. All right.
I can hear it cooking.
Yes. I'm very impatient. I just want to peek. Okay.
You know, peeking is 100% fine.
Okay, we'll see if we can get it to go. I can actually see tiny, I think the lemon juice actually bleached the cardboard a little bit, so I can actually see a little bit of my image.
Right, which does
Oh,
mean it's
look at that.
starting to decompose the paper,
It is.
which is
it's
what we
actually
want.
showing up white on brown, so it's actually almost bleaching the paper, so that's
which is kind
cool.
of interesting and not necessarily what we were going for, but that's okay.
Yeah. Oh, we can totally see it though.
So today, one of the things we showed was that sometimes it pays to have to truly experiment and try different mediums and try different substances as you go.
Yep. So this is, and I think the iron is definitely bringing up the picture. There's no doubt about that. Look at that.
Yeah,
Well, I think we accidentally, can you see what it is?
I can see what it is.
Yay, we made a snail. Alrighty, there we are. Thank you guys a ton for being with us. If you look up ways like homemade secret ink, I'm sure you'll find lots of amazing things online. And then Jody made a really beautiful PowerPoint, so you could go over this and see all the steps again. And in the meantime, we can finish up our secret writing. And then on Thursday, we'll be with you, and we're going to do a little math project where you use a cardboard and a rubber band to make, to dilate shapes and draw something little and recreate it big. So that's what we're doing. All right.
See you Thursday. I'm looking forward to rubber band scale drawings.
Yep. And here is our secret ink for the week. There we go. You can't see mine.